Ladies and gentlemen, the American Jury and Bulldog Nation, if you remember about a week ago, Andy Wolfson, a very liberal reporter for the very liberal Courier-Journal, wrote a story. Now, I did get a chance to comment, but he doesn't put all my comments in it. And in his initial email to me, which was 3 pages with all these questions, in that email, which he said some Northern Kentucky lawyers asked him to or inquire about me. Now, I didn't think anything of it at the time, but I started thinking this through. In fact, I even began to wonder who actually drafted his list of questions. But then it struck me and it hit me. It was Mark Guilfoyle. Why do I know this? Because Mark Guilfoyle is involved in state Democratic politics. By the way, Mark Guilfoyle is a complete yellow dog Democrat, which means he would vote for a yellow dog anytime, no matter, a Democrat over a yellow dog, no matter what. Okay, now, I want to tell you something. Mark Guilfoyle had to be behind us. By the way, if he's not behind it, doesn't make any difference. I need to do the show that I'm going to do right now on him anyway. And what it is, it just shows how the legal profession and the large defense firms operate in the shadows. And they think they got all this power and all the things that they do. And they think they can be sneaky and funny. And what's really great about it is that story didn't hurt me one freaking bit, because all the people in the Vax battle and all the people in the Durrani battle and all these other battles get it. They get that those folks are after me for a very good reason, and they're never going to get me. I got this studio, and there ain't a damn thing they can do about it. I can work, and there ain't a damn thing they can do about it. I can say anything that's not defamatory, and they can't do a damn thing about it. Now, Mark, these guys always escape scrutiny. Always. Well, I want to tell you right now that it's past time for you to understand what a scoundrel Mark Guilfoyle is. Now, I want to just say this. Everybody who knows Mark Guilfoyle knows he's a scoundrel. There isn't one lawyer that's ever worked at Deters, Benzinger Lavelle, now DBL Law, who has left there, that if you talk to any lawyer that's ever worked at DBL, they will tell you what a scoundrel Mark Guilfoyle is. In addition to that, lawyers that are there now will tell you what a scoundrel he is. His partners will tell you what a scoundrel he is. Now, I want to go through this because you're going to find this very interesting. And it's all true. There's nothing defamatory I'm going to say. I do want to tell Mark this, that Mark, I know lots of your personal sins. I'm leaving those out for now. We'll just see where you go, and then I'll follow accordingly. Now, get this. Mark went to Covington Latin School, and then he became an attorney. And he was working at Frost & Jacobs, now Frost, Brown & Todd, Frost & Jacobs over in Cincinnati, when my dad recruited him to come over to Deters, Benzinger Lavelle. From the date he came into that office, he is one of these climbers, power hungry, want to be rich. By the way, Mark is really, really upset that I got way more money than he does. That really bothers him. So anyway, get this. So he then becomes, after he works there for a while, he becomes Brereton Jones's general counsel. Even became his chief of staff a little bit towards the end. All right? Now, to help him out in this regard, now remember, I can't say anything derogatory about my dad, but I can say positive things about my dad. My dad, to help out Mark Guilfoyle, gave him a piece of land in Boone County over on Beaver Road so Mark could build a house on it. Why? So he was closer to the commute to Frankfort. Okay? Stay in Northern Kentucky with his family, a little closer, all right? Now, keep that in mind. He then, later, when my dad was getting up there where he wasn't working very much, this is a true story, they decided, the law firm, now remember, all of the clients at Deters, Benzinger Lavelle, now DBL, originated with my dad. My dad represented the diocese. My dad represented St. Elizabeth Medical Center. They were his clients. that he gave to all these lawyers to work on. This is how unchristian they were. Well, Mark Guilfoyle goes around to all of the partners and gets all the partners to decide that my dad should no longer be paid a salary because he's not doing as much work. Now, what they should have done is say, hey, Charlie, you're going to have a lifetime freaking salary here, blah, blah. My dad never sent out legal bills anyway. He let all the other people do the billing. True story. Mark Guilfoyle had the nerve to sit in my dad's office while orchestrating. Now, by the way, this is important for all of you who like my father. You need to hear this. Mark Guilfoyle, while orchestrating my dad not to have a salary anymore, okay, sits in my dad's office, looks at my dad and say, Charlie, I can't believe they're doing this to you. I just can't believe it. Knowing damn well he's the one that orchestrated. That sums up the Mark Guilfoyle character. I'm far from done. All right. So then they have this anniversary, like the 50-year being in business or something like that. All right, they arrange for a picture to be taken, everybody. First off, at the ceremony, they forget to ask my dad to speak. True story. Because they were worried about the Kenton County Library, who I had sued about their location out here, which was still stupid. Everybody know where the Kenton County Library location? Tell me that's the great spot for the Kenton County. Another inside political deal. But for Collins's. Now, you know what? They cropped my dad's head picture out of the picture and put somebody else's face on there. The founder of the firm gets cropped out of the anniversary photo. He was the only one there during the beginning. Mark Guilfoyle, all right? Now, it gets even better. The current location of where the Deters law firm is owned by the old law partners. And I know some of you lawyers are love it. Normally, you lawyers are going to love all this stuff. So they pay rent. The current law firm pays rent to these former partners. It bothers Mark Guilfoyle so much. All Mark wants to be is the next Bill Robinson, the next Charlie Deters. But he wants to have money too. Okay, he wants to have money and power and all those things. That's all he cares about. All right, now get this. Mark Guilfoyle convinces the other partners at the law firm. By the way, one of the partners told me this. They go and they're building a place down in Covington. They're building a new law office, which is on like 4th Street. It's an awful location. It's just plain flat out awful where they're building this thing in Covington. And they act like it's a big deal. We're building a 7 million, 10 million, whatever it is. Guess what? They don't even own it. One of their clients owns the property, is building it, and leasing it back to the firm. All because Mark Guilfoyle doesn't want to pay rent to the founders of the law firm. Now, gets even better. Another reason why it probably went into Covington, speculation, is his old-time drinking buddy is Joe Meyer, who's a drunk, bankrupt drunk, who's now the mayor of Covington, one of Mark's best buddies. So maybe that has something to do with it as well. And there's more, too, regarding Chris Knuckleman, Schneller Knuckleman, heating and air conditioning, which you should never freaking use. The Kenton County Judge Executive. More about him in a minute. So, by the way, the new nickname for Mark is Mandate Mark or Guilty Guilfoyle. Good names because he's the lawyer representing St. E's on the mandate. And by the way, sure, we didn't get our injunction on the mandate, but Mark Guilfoyle has now got St. Elizabeth Medical Center with his stupid legal advice to where I have thousands of St. Elizabeth Medical, I would say 25%, 20% of the healthcare workers send me all the information every day of what's going on inside that freaking hospital. We got class action billing fraud lawsuits, incredible medical malpractice cases, stuff pouring in, all because Mark wanted this war with healthcare workers. So Mark has done his client a very bad disservice. All right. So in his resume on the law firm, he puts in all this stuff that he's done, mentions Barrett and Jones, all these endeavors, all these boards and everything else. Do you know what he leaves out? And I've posted this story. He leaves out that he's a lobbyist. And in 2018, he was a lobbyist for an investment firm trying to get involved in Kentucky pensions. Andy Beshear, all of you people out there that don't like Governor Beshear, Mark is one of his acolytes, one of his dirty Deters. The bottom line is, Mark Guilfoyle and Governor Beshear are like this. He's a freaking paid lobbyist. And God only knows the corruption that's going on. And there's another thing in his resume that cracks me up. He's been married to his wife, Casey, for 33 years. And then he lists his children and what they do. Okay, now, what cracks me up about this is a guy who puts what their kids do on their resume. You see his craving for, look, my life is perfect, my kids are perfect, when we know it ain't true, right, Mark? We know it ain't true. But that's how these guys operate, see? And they never get hit because nobody ever hits them. I'm the only one that hits them. You see? Now, I got more. Yesterday, they were passing a resolution, the Kenton County Fiscal Court, for the Pioneer Award. The Pioneer, see how they do it? The lawyers always give out awards to each other. These societies, Chamber of Commerce, all give out awards to each other. And Mark Guilfoyle, I'm going to leave the other three alone. Mark Gill, I can say a lot about Ken Harper. I like Ray Bear. He was my history professor, Thomas More, but he's a big chicken. He's big chicken. Will Ziegler. Now, get this. Mark Guilfoyle, Pioneer Award for Knuckleman. Knuckleman is on the St. Elizabeth Medical Center board. Anybody who's upset about St. E's billing policies, vax mandate, and everything else, you should help me take out Chris Knuckleman as the judge said. We're going to run somebody against, we're going to primary Knuckleman with a very strong candidate. Very strong candidate. We got to get rid of old Knuckleman. But Knuckleman is on the board of St. E's, and now see how it works? You're going to get the Pioneer Award. Mark, you're going to frame that. Look, Pioneer Award. Pioneer Award. By the way, I forgot about something else, too. He is such a political chameleon that by the way, he started this lobbying group with Jansen, who was a Republican legislator. See, so they can play both sides of the aisle. I forgot about this. I remember when David Bunning was appointed the federal judge, and the ABA said that he wasn't qualified because he was only like 30 some odd years old, and Senator Bunning got the appointment. By the way, I don't have any qualms with David Bunning as a federal judge. I don't have any qualms with David Bunning, period. I want to stress that. But the problem is, I remember thinking to myself, Guilfoyle sucked up to him with that appointment. I remember that. See, always playing the political game. I'm not going to reveal names, but Mark will know who I'm talking about. He has been involved in a company where the owner of the company, he was a minority shareholder, kicked him out because he hated him so much. Scoundrel. Could not stand him. By the way, Mark, I got that information from my dear old dad. The other thing is, if you were a victim of the priest abuse and you don't like how they handled the priest abuse issue, Mark got in some more trouble back when all this hit. He publicly, in the filings that on behalf of the diocese, said that it was the victim's fault. They contributed to their fault. Oh, it was a big old controversy. Oh, it was crazy. So do that. Mark Guilfoyle, on behalf of the Diocese of Covington, blamed the victims in court filings. Blamed the victims. Ladies and gentlemen, the American Jury and Bulldog Nation, Mark Guilfoyle is the most vile human, one of the most vile human beings I have ever met. He's a scoundrel. Everyone who knows him, he's a scoundrel. All he worries about is his image. All he worries about is trying to get more of where he is, act like he's a big power player. Oh my God, I can go on and on. And I got lots more that is far worse, but I'm not going to go there today. I might go there sometime in the future. But ladies and gentlemen, the American Jury and Bulldog Nation, these lawyers in these big law firms should not go unscathed. They deserve, see, now just remember, If he thinks he can contact Andy Wolfson, the Courier-Journal, to do some kind of hit piece on me, guess what, Mark? It doesn't work. I just get more work. More work flies in the door, Marky Mark. I got zero to worry about, Mark. The KBA can't do a damn thing to me. It cracks me up. But guess what, Mark? I can do a lot to you. By the way, I sent Mark an email this morning letting him know to enjoy this video. Ladies and gentlemen, the American Jerry and Bulldog Nation, send me information about Mark Guilfoyle. Send me information about any of these scoundrels. I can be your voice. 5, 9, 12, 19, and the Inquirer's never going to do anything about them. This is the Bulldog. Every dog has their day. Have a great day.